Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasvakya Chakshurunmritam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our Iskcon official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss 28th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, in which there is the execution of Ashtanga Yoga with devotional service is being described. So in 12 verses, these limbs of Ashtanga Yoga are described. First, Bhakti Mishra Yoga, then Ashtanga, these limbs is Jama, Niyama, etc. Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. These are Ashtanga Yoga. So those whose mind is contaminated, they can control this mind contaminated by prana, intelligence, asana, prana, intelligence, etc. Pranayama, you may say. Then asana, how to sit, which is described in 6th chapter Bhagavad Gita, Dhyana Yoga. How to sit, how to stay, keep the body straight. Susudevi Pratisthapya Sthiramasan Mahatma Nahati Chita Nahati Nicha etc. These are the described in Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter. This is a ashram, where to sit, very sacred place, like that, and to be straight. Sampakya Nasikagram Sayan, and the eyes should not be open or should not be closed, only to see the tip of the nose, etc. That is described there. Here also Kapil Dev says like that. By practicing the process of pranayama, one can eradicate the contamination of his physiological condition, and by concentrating the mind, one can become free from all sinful activities. By restraining the senses, one can free himself from material association, and by meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can become free from the 3 modes of material attachment. So in this way, they should meditate. And what about the form of the Lord? That is called dharana. It is described in verse 13. Prasanna vadanam bhajam padma garbharunukyanam nirotpala darasyamam sankha chakra gadadharam. The dharana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has a cheerful, lotus-like countenance with ruddy eyes like the interior of lotus, and a swarthy body like the petals of a blue lotus. He wears a conch, discus, and mace in 3 of his hands. In the purport, Sri Prabhupada Maharaj says, the color of the personality of Godhead, Krishna, is described here as Nirotpala Dhala, meaning that it is like that of a lotus flower with petals tinted blue and white. People always ask why Krishna is blue. The color of the Lord has not been imagined by an artist. It is described in authoritative scriptures. So we'll hear 19 to 33 these verses about dhyana and the individual limbs. So in that while you will meditate on the lotus feet, how will you meditate? Sanchitayan Bhagavata Saranarabindam Vajrankusa Dhvajasaro Rughalanchanadyam Utunga Rakta Vilasannaka Chakravala Jasna Virata Mahad Hrudayandhakaram. The devotee should first concentrate his mind on the Lord's lotus feet, which are adorned with the marks of a thunderbolt, a goat, a banner, and a lotus. The splendor of their beautiful ruby nails resembles the orb of the moon, and dispels the thick gloom of one's heart. The purport of Prabhupada Maharaj says, the Mayavadi says that because one is unable to fix his mind on the impersonal existence of the Absolute Truth, one can imagine any form he likes and fix his mind on that imagined form, but such a process is not recommended here. Imagination is always imagination and results only in further imagination. Vishesha Sunyavadi Paschata Desatarini. We will hear how he defeats them, these persons. So in text 22 it is stated, Jat Sauchan Srita Sarit प्रभोरकोदकेन तीर्थेन मूर्ध्नि अधिकृतेन शिव शिवो भूत् ध्यातुर् मनः समर शैलनिशिष्टवज्रं ध्याये चिरं भगवत् चरणारविन्दम्. The blessed Lord Shiva becomes all the more blessed by bearing on his head the holy waters of the Ganges, which has its source in the water that wash the Lord's lotus feet. The Lord's lotus feet acts like thunderbolts hurled to shatter the mountain of sin stored in the mind of the meditating devotee. One should therefore meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord for a long time. So, first you should meditate on foot to knee, then thigh, then label, then chest and neck, then arms. Then in the arms there is thereafter you will have the meditate on Kaumadaki, that is mace, gada, Vanamala, and Kaustuba. In the chest there is Vanamala or flower garland, and 5 types of garland, that is called Vajanti, and this Kaustuba gem is there in the lotus neck, the neck, transcendental neck of the Lord. So thereafter we will meditate on the lotus face, 29 to 30. So how he glance, how he smiles, these are to be meditated. Hasam hare rabata kilaloka tibra avanata kilaloka tibra shoka susagara vishoshanam atudaram sammohanaya rachitam nijamaya bhrumandalam muni krite makara dajasya. How is lotus face? The blazing fire is different from the flames, from the sparks, and from the in this way the Lord's face is there, very nice face. Avanta kilaloka tibra. So that if you think of the Lord's lotus face or smile, it will dry up our ocean of miseries. Makara Dvijasya. In this way the Lord's lotus face described. Then the entire universe is full of miseries, and therefore the inhabitants of this natural universe are always shedding tears out of intense grief. There is a great ocean of water made from such tears, but for one who surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ocean of tears is at once dried up. This is also stated by Arjuna. Nahi prapusyami mama panudya jatshokam utshasram indriya. Arjuna says like that. I don't find anybody else who can dry up my ocean of miseries. Here also Lord Kapildev says like that. One need only see the charming smile of the Supreme Lord. In other words, the bereavement of material existence immediately subsides when one sees the charming smile of the Lord. Then you can meditate on the laughter of the Lord, how he laughs. Then those who are unfortunate yogis, they give up that form for liberation. They want liberation. They don't want to meditate on the Lord or go back to the spiritual world. So in verse 35, we have to detach our mind from matter and see Atma. Then we will say, understand false ego, that is called Jivan Mukta stage. Body is like a dream. Then you have to cultivate about the philosophy. What is that philosophy? Stated in text 40. Yathormukhat Vispulingat Dhumad Vapi Sosambhavat Apyatma Tena Bimatat Yathagni Putak Urmukhat. The yogi should similarly meditate on the most benevolent smile of Lord Sri Hari, a smile which for all those who bow to him dries away the ocean of tears caused by intense grief. The yogi should also meditate on the Lord's arched eyebrows, which are manifested by his internal potency in order to charm the sex god or Kamadeva for the good of the sages. The purport, Sri Prabhupada Maharaj says, although the blazing firewood, the sparks, the smoke and the flame cannot stay apart because of each of them is part and parcel of the fire, still they are different from one another. In the purport, Sri Prabhupada Maharaj says that the four principles of Vaishnav philosophic doctrine are Shuddha Advaita, that is purified oneness, Dvaita Advaita, the simultaneous oneness and difference, Visishta Advaita and Dvaita. All four principles of Vaishnava philosophy are based on the thesis of Srimad Bhagavatam explained in these two verses, that is 40 and 41. So these are the philosophies, Dvaita, Advaita, etc. That is there in different four sampradayas, that is there. So Mahaprabhu unified them. So thank you very much for listening to our lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share and like our channel and get the blessings of the Lord. Hare Krishna.